George Street, Savannah, Lamar, on Thursday, 2014, May 8, commencing at 10 a.m.
Thank you very much, Secretary Manager. Now, Ms. Tate, Reverend Tate, will lead us in the vote. My colleague councillors, members of the NSWMA, I think I've seen the face of the NSWMA. Can we have her name, please? And we clear that she
Community Relations Officer.
Okay. Ms. Brown from RADA. Mr. Norris, the fabulous job. SDC representative. Members of the media, Vibes, and our TV station. Which is it? ITV?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll go through that as we go on. I've seen two students. Good to have you. Mr. Saunders. Good to have you, sir, our Caroline representative in the parish. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Let me say, as we are entering into Labor Day, I think in the month of May, we have Labor Day, we have Teachers Day, Child's Month, Mother's Day, and supposed to be Workers' Week, am I right?
And in the month of May, it's Milton Miles' birthday.
And in the month of May, it's Councillor Milton Miles' birthday. And Pastor Brown. Happy birthday, Councillor Miles. When it comes. When will it come? Happy birthday when it comes, sir. And it is good for us to be here once more at our council meeting. At this time, you know, it is not the best time of the year because you have folks coming in, they want this, they want that, and they don't realize we are going through the budget at this present time. So I just like them to understand that they must just ease for a little while until the budget is full. I would just like to comment at this time also about Caroline as Mr. Saunders is here, because I would like each and everyone to know that Caroline had their workshop in Negril last week, and as far as I know, it was a very successful workshop. I opened the workshop, and I could actually say I closed the workshop because I was there the Friday night when it was the last session. And I think everybody was in high spirit at that time. The projects for the parish, we also visit one of the projects last Thursday. And it was amazing to see, you know, if we as Jamaica want to do something, what we can do. Because when I look at the organic farm that they are about to do, and what was amazing to me is the plastic that they use to be like the solar thing. It to dry, they use that and they set up a plastic thing, and they make the one section you can pull out, put your things on it, push it back in, and it dry right there. They were able to be doing papaya, Ethiopia apple, and there was mango, and there was another thing that sauce. But it was amazing to see how they do these things in Decent Spring. I was very pleased and very happy to be there because I've seen things that I've never seen done before. And one of the things that I noticed too, that the people in the community, how they get together and put their things together. They had several different type of things selling. Their ginger beer was not sweetened with sugar, it was sweetened with honey. And it really tastes good. Oh yes, the locust punch. Locust punch. There's another stinky two trees up there, and they use it to make the locust punch. It's amazing, amazing. And this is to tell you what we can do if we really put our minds and our head and our hearts to put these things together. So, as you know, we have 3 projects in the parish, more than any other parish. And I just want to hope and pray that these projects really go to its potential, to what we can get out of it. One of the things that I am interested to see is where they can employ people, get people involved that, you know, at least up in those areas. I don't want to call them country areas because the councillors from the east, they keep it against me that I call the area country area. But you know something? But let me tell you something. I can call Lisa Spring country area, but it's a country area that I enjoy. I really do enjoy, and even rapping with the people up there, the fresh air, everything is so nice up there. I'll go back tomorrow morning. So let me just hope that these projects will continue, and we have Mr. Saunders here who is working with us, and to every moment I have to congratulate him for what he's doing in the parish, and I beg that he continue to work with us, that we can move forward, especially when it comes to God. I do hope we'll have a very fruitful meeting as we move ahead this morning. Thank you. Any apologies for absence? Yes, Councillor Thomas. Okay. Any other apology? I noticed the super fire is not here, but there's a gentleman who's representing the fire department. Okay. We will move into matters arising from the minutes. As we go through, if there are any corrections, we'll do so, and at the end, we will confirm. Item 1.
Item 1, Your Worship, Glandilola. I have no new developments as it relates to the title for the secretary, as we await the title from national land agencies.
Item 2. Items in the parish.
I have a copy of it.
Councillors, officers, we have a copy of the news release that was in the Gleaner. Would you like our secretary manager to read?
Yes, sure.
Fire hydrant goes missing in Sablamar, published on the 1st of March 2014 by Curry Williams, Gleaner, writer, Western Europe. Head of the Westmoreland Fire Department, Maureen Thompson, has questioned the disappearance of a fire hydrant along 6th Street in Sablamar, saying that it went missing during work sanctioned by a councillor from the Westmoreland Parish Council. Thompson made the allegation while addressing the monthly meeting of the Westmoreland Parish Council held in Sablamar recently. According to Thompson, the hydrant which was stationed on 6th Street in Sablamar was, and this is in inverted comma, either destroyed or removed when work was being done there by Councillor Devon Thomas, Rose Nation, representative for the Sablamar North Division. But Thompson down well with chairman of the parish council and Mayor Sablama Moore, who along with other councillors refuted Thompson's timeline of when the hydrant disappeared. You said you are sure, another quotation, the hydrant was there, but are you sure that it was taken out during the period before the work was going on? Western side, quotation, asked Mr. Moore. And Adamant Thompson replied, quotation, the moment the work started there, that is when we could safely say that the hydrant went missing. Close quotation. We are investigating, and that is when, and we are investigating, and based on the GPS mapping that was done late October of 2012 and early 2013, the hydrant was there, and very recently, before the work that was done there. Her response did not satisfy the mayor, who repeated the question. However, Thompson stood her ground, adding that the hydrant was a tool of the fire department's trade, and GPS mapping done in 2012 and 2013, and up to the time of the work being undertaken, showed that the hydrant was there. Expertise required. Council for the Little London Division, Earl Brooks, intervened, making the point that if a hydrant was to be removed, it would have to be someone who had knowledge of how hydrants operated to remove it. To this, Thompson responded that whosoever removed the hydrant could have acquired the technical expertise. In the end, there was no resolution reached on the matter, and Thompson pledged to submit a full report on the matter to the next council meeting.
Thank you very much. Okay, councillors, you have heard what was in the newspaper. I am still not pleased of the article. And the superintendent is supposed to give us another report. I do hope that we will get that soon, because I cannot say when it was mentioned, and I'm quite sure they don't even know when the hydrant was fixed. And as Councillor Brookhaven said, that it takes an expert, because it must, I cannot see how they could take out that hydrant without a lot of water running and all these type of things. So I'd like to get that report from the students, that we can really go further with this one. I don't know if any councillor has anything to say on the matter, but if you do, please rise up on that. Okay.
It's clear, sir, that the article was quoting from the meeting.
Right.
So, it's either we say that what we write out the article wrote didn't take place in the meeting, or we agree that it take place in the meeting. It is my opinion that it did, that discussion
Yes.
take place.
It wasn't a release outside from the
No. So the article itself was correct in reporting. The only way we challenge that article is using the minutes to challenge it. And it's quite clear that nothing was wrong with the article in terms of reporting, but the situation is yet to be resolved.
Right. That's my opinion too, listening to the article.
Mr. Chairman, I find something wrong with the method used. There's great emphasis on councillor powers, rate. Persons outside of our situation who do not know how you go about allocating the work and so on will say that Councillor Thomas was doing the work, was actually on site doing the work. And that's the impression, that's the interpretation I'm drawing from that. And that's where I said, that's why I said that the last time. And I think that in calling Councillor Thomas' name word has stated otherwise.
Yes.
But we need clarification because Professor Thomas wasn't okay.
Exactly.
He's the counselor who asked that the work be done. It then moves from him to the
Secretary of the
secretary.
Exactly. Right. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I start by asking my colleague, Councillor D. Mackenzie, from whom should the apology be submitted? Because what I'm hoping for, Your Worship, is that this matter can be resolved without the good relationship that we have had over the years with the fire department being strained. And while we have weathered the storm and our skins have been hardened as political representatives in dealing with the media, it is a lesson for the civil servants. Because now that the media has established how they deal with political reps, it seems as if they now need to find a new cohort of persons on whom to misquote. So, I agree with my councillors, the matter needs to be resolved. But I hope in getting to that resolution, the good relationship that we have established with the fire department over the years does not become strained.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Any other comment?
Just to clarify, Mr. Chairman, in referencing the apology aspect of it, I was not insisting. I was just saying that when I said so the first time, it was because mention was made of
Councillor.
certainly we recognize now that is the method that is used to report the crime. That will give the impression that is he who was working on the story. So I'm not really that part of it. I respect that. That is very much
Chairman, my colleague councillor, we must show resilience on this matter. It is not over.
No.
The apology will have to come and a retraction will have to be made. The same way they found space in their newspaper to print that, a retraction would have to be made as well.
Have to be made.
Not just a source of apology
Right.
in private.
Exactly. All right. So that's where we're going to go. I just want to ensure that we know which step, what we should be doing. Okay?
Mr. Chairman, the fact that in that print media, they put quotation signs around certain words, doesn't mean it is right or accurate. I can write a sentence and quote you personally yesterday. It doesn't mean it is right. Quotation signs don't mean it is right. We need to get to the facts. We have our minutes. He has a recorder.
Yes.
Yeah? Let us really find out what was said by whom.
Right. Okay. And she's not here today.
Quotation signs.
Okay? So, we'll have to move on from this. Item 3.
Item 3, I'm being expected your worship.
I'm saying what happened to me here. Am I seeing right?
No. And then never contact back to the driver. Okay.
Item 3, there is a background.
Right. You have to go back around for a second.
Okay. Identification and cleaning up for digital fire.
Yes.
Okay?
Your worship, just to say that the letter was sent to Minister Davis with regard to the verdict and the human rights.
Item 4. Hospital program. Summary.
We are in the process of doing a rapid immediate survey, and we are almost completed. We are about 90% completed. Hopefully before the end of this week or next week, that will be completed, and we can use that report to guide guide our actions or interventions going forward in terms of mosquito control. Aid is the mosquito is what we're looking at. And what this survey will tell us is different communities have higher indexes. We can target those communities first in our intervention. Also to add that the aid is the mosquito is responsible for transmission of the flu disease that is infecting the Caribbean, chikungunya, once we can control the breeding of the mosquitoes in our communities, we don't have to worry much about this disease. Our main concern, however, is in terms of our surveillance to ensure that persons with this disease, who are sick with this disease, don't come here and infect the mosquitoes that we have, and so local transmission can occur. So currently our mosquitoes don't have this disease. So we're trying to reduce the population, and individual mosquitoes must be emphasized in what we call the domestic mosquitoes. Yeah, they breed in and around the homes, and so each residents must be alert to reduce on their premises the breeding of these mosquitoes. Because this is where they breed, and so we have to protect ourselves from the mosquitoes. The onus is on us as community members to make sure that we reduce the amount of possible breeding of these mosquitoes. We will, as I said, once we do the survey, we will comment on our fogging exercise as well.
Okay. Councilor Myers and Councilor
Mr. Chairman, I listen to the chief, and it is for us as city fathers to, along with the public health department, about massive public education campaign about it. There are three things: cleaning up drains, removal of garbage, and how people have their surroundings clean. I think it ties into the Labor Day theme, take a stand, beautify our land. So all the agencies like the National Solid Waste, us as councillors and the public health department have to put our hands together to take on this project, because we can't wait till that crisis is upon us and then it costs us more. I can't forget the typhoid scared some years ago. We have to move the market to the land. So to be forward is to forward, and so we have to move forward. And I think we can look forward to in the summer when we can find students to go here complex to educate the most of them. And I'm imploring the National Solid Waste to see what best they can do in the removal of garbage and all those things, so that we do not have a problem with the children. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Myers. Councilor Hallwood.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is to the chief. I was hoping you would speak on the symptoms of this disease. So we have some of the symptoms in terms of the disease that can overcome.
Okay. Chief?
This disease is no different from any other viruses. It has similar symptoms as the common cold or dengue fever.
Is it?
Yeah, it is not much difference. What the difference is with this disease is the outcome, where you get dengue fever and you recover. But this disease is more leads to more chronic situation where you have arthritis and all that, and other manifestations over a longer period. So, not fatal, as just like dengue, you can have this, but in terms of chronic arthritis and so on. So the recovery stage is much longer than occur for years. That's really what the difference is. But the symptoms are similar. Headache, fever.
Right. This is what I think we want to headache, fever, whatever. Okay. Item 5.
Report is tabled, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I still have a concern comparing this constituency to the other two. Last month the backlog was very high. I will expect it to calm down. There will see even 2 areas and 3 areas or communities. But for Central Westmoreland, the backlog is not going down. So that gives the explanation why, what is causing which area, whether the trucks or what is causing shortage of trucks.
So the backlogs have gone down. Remember last month it was like 90% of it. Alright, so let's do that first. And secondly, it's because of 2 reasons why we're experiencing backlog in Central. One, Central have larger areas and they generate far more garbage than the other 2 cities. And secondly, the contractual units that are assigned to Central, they're unreliable and sometimes, most of the time, we have town tankers. Alright, as long as we have the trucks, all areas are collected on time. Let me just update you on what's present today. Alright? Western has 4 late areas today. Revival, Orangeville, Monteria, and Bobo. Alright? Eastern has Marshman Road, a section of it, that's late. Central has Walter Chadising, Jones Division, Nordoch, that's late. Central has a few backup areas too. Carolina, Serenity Drive, Deadman Road, Content, Grange, William Field, Fort Williams, Morris Road, Hartford, and Bastard Cedar Walk. And there are units in all of these areas collected now. So by the end of collection today, the entire party should be back on track. Please be reminded that the stats in the report are collected from the 25th of March to the 25th of April. So it's not collection on what is today. Okay?
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
As a representative from Solid Waste, Mr. Chairman reports on the issue of backlog. Each month that we get here, we are told that we are very much correct.
Yes.
Each time we are at a meeting, we are very correct. But by the time it gets to reporting to the next meeting, then we realize that we have a serious backlog. And as she reported, Mr. Chairman, that based on the contractor units that are assigned to Central Westmoreland, they are unreliable. Could we ask for a reassignment? So therefore, this backlog will not reflect. If we should take no, but Western will never have an issue. Northeastern, right? Because they, as she reports in terms of the areas that generate the most garbage, right? Is it Central? And therefore, Mr. Chairman, when I look on this listing here in terms of backlog, yeah, areas here for Petersfield. No man, backlog is backlog.
Yeah.
Backlog. Right? And Mr. Chairman, there is nothing here that says the town of Saglamar has any backlog. But yet, and I continue to preach, the area that supplies the water source to most of Westmoreland ends up in a backlog again. How could we? Mr. Chairman, I think we are not realizing, and as Councillor Miles just mentioned of typhoid some years ago, and we are still playing risk with the health of the people. Roaring River should never be ending up at no point in time on a listing that says backlog. It's the source of water to most of Westmoreland. And we are continuing to do this. Every month we come here, Roaring River is in backlog. Roaring River is in backlog. We need to. When something happens, it's going to cost us 3 times the amount that we are actually spending now. The impact is going to be greater. And we are begging, if we don't collect in Sablamar, for the last time I want to say, Mr. Chairman, if we don't collect in Sablamar, let us collect in Roaring River. It goes, the domino effect is greater.
Thank you very much, Councillor. But I have a question.
Roaring River is never in backlog for more than a day. The last time Roaring River was clean was Tuesday of this week. It's never, remember, for reporting, we have to report. If it's not collected within 48 hours, we have to report to this backlog. Sir. That's the type of reporting system that we have. So, if the trucks, remember, Roaring River gets collected on a Saturday. If I don't have a unit available to send to Roaring River on a Saturday, I usually send a unit on a Sunday. So, 1 day back, 24 hours backlog is not bad for Roaring River. It's not that we have garbage in there. Right now, Roaring River is unchecked.
Mr. Chairman, I will not accept the reason being given for backlog in Roaring River. When you look at this document, it says nothing of the town of Sablamar. So that means we are making Sablamar the priority and not the area that will impact the people most. So that we will never ever stand out. Right? We must please. It's not because Mr. Chairman, I don't want it to appear that because I represent this area. But if Roaring River alone is collected, I don't have a problem with the general area. But because it goes up into eastern Westmoreland, now they are looking at taking it into western Westmoreland, and we are going to have a backlog. It's going to create serious damage to our people. Our health system cannot accept anything of this.
Mr. Chairman, I move to a problem the National Solid Waste is having at the Sablamar market to pick up garbage on a Sunday. They only have one skip down there, and so the rest of the garbage is strewn on the ground. So it takes the truck, whenever it takes them 3 hours on a Sunday to clean up the garbage. I had a discussion with the officer, and she was saying so that we could get a backhoe to assist them on a street. To take up, because they may have to shove up the garbage off the ground. Because there's one skip. When the skip is over, now the people throw the garbage on the ground. Every time they get 2.5 to 3 hours to clear up what garbage is there on a Sunday. Or we could find a way to put in another skip. To help the situation. But it's taking up too long. One skip is done. And I don't know what that is not reported in the market.
What happened to the other skip? Can anyone tell?
Rock down.
Salt water.
Rock down.
No salt water, we rock them. But
And the one skip is that we use is the one that was given to fishermen for. That's the only skip that we use. That is the other we use. So we need to look at that situation, whether we can get a skip for them. But it's taking up.
yes, we'll get another skip.
Okay. That's the point. But it's taking a toll on the operation.
Alright, good. Thank you very much, Councillor. But I would like to ask a question, Ms. Barrett.
It's not
Ms. Bennett. I am quite sure I saw a new truck in the parish one day this week. Was it borrowed from somewhere?
It's a new, because 96 is down, this one supposed to come down from Montego to help us out. So it's a new contractor job.
It's a contractor truck?
Yes.
It's a new truck.
Blue truck.
Yeah, light blue. A very new truck. Yeah. Okay, so please let us look into that Roaring River area and ensure that on Council Miles, what we will have to do is look into getting another skill. Yes.
I'm going to pull on my chairman, but let me say that there are issues apart from we're concerned about this mention about Salomar. Salomar has to be a priority because it's come. However, in terms of the backlog, especially in 24 hours, I think we have passed the stage already and we have found a solution. We're not implementing it. And we spoke about the transfer station. If we need 9 trucks in the park, and we only have 3 or 6. Those trucks can clean the air and clean the transfer station within the park. Instead of going all the way to retirement. They can come back and do that backlog before 24 hours. So we wouldn't have to get the station. We just see look at where we are in terms of that transfer station and how it is implemented in the park. So I think we reduce the amount of backlog that we have it. And also we improve the collections in all the communities.
Yes.
Yes. So we have to do more.
Facts, Mr. Mayor. Good. I would just like to ask, is the public relation officer, she can bring us up to date on what is happening with the transfer station.
Morning, there's nothing new on the transfer station's report as of now. There's nothing new, I see, but they're still working to get to this area to start proposing the garden. But there's nothing new as of now.
Your chairman. Your chairman. Your chairman.
Yes.
Everybody is going to understand what I'm here. Now, if, with all respect, this lady is coming from me, and there are several things that we need to discuss about national authority. There is nothing new. Can she update us to the state that it reached? To the old things that it was. How far have we reached? How far does this system reach with the transfer station? That just tells us we have nothing new. We'd like an update as to how far this thing is reached. Whether it's going to be next year before something new will come on, or not in our term at this price goes. Please, we need a proper update.
I just have to put it so that the young lady don't have a business. Okay.
To respond to Councillor Miles, the latest is that we're still awaiting funds to start work on the transfer station. That's the latest. Okay?
Where are you? 6. I haven't seen any start.
Mr. Chairman, I have very little to report on that matter this morning, other than to say that the residents in Belmont, Farm, Appalpine, Culloden and White House are getting very restive to the point that I have to be begging them for hours to hold their peace. I don't know for how long they will listen to me, but they're patient or really gone. So far as to say, Mr. Chairman, sometime last week, I think it was Monday last week, Minister Azan Buchanan and myself toured the area, looked at the area, recognized the difficulties that we are all experiencing. And so that effect, some remedial work was done last week to the worst areas. However, today no one is in a position to say exactly when work will start on that roadway. And I am pretty sure that some inconvenience at some point sooner than later going to take place because people are waiting for too long. I don't want to say much more than that for now.
Okay, item 9. Is here from GPS. Okay. Item 8.
Anyone? They should be here.
Anyone here?
And customers don't want anybody speaking mechanics like on them.
Someone should be here. We have to hear them at all. Like when you wrote from Salomon to Glasgow, the contract I don't know what you know, it's a woman, the lie. I don't hear it. You know, it's all about
Sponsor, we're not in our infrastructure meeting now.
The member representing like unparliamentary. It amaze parliamentary procedure. There's parliamentary procedure, Mr. Chairman. And parliament is a lie. Okay, but I was asking to withdraw. Yes, sir. I was asking to withdraw.
Change the recommendation.
Withdraw parliament.
What should you say?
Mr. Warmington, we went to
It's already. Sponsor Wilson, yes.
So this is the reason why I ask that we pay keen attention every month to the medical report, particularly the aspect that refers to mental attendance to sufficiency.
Let us continue, please. Where am I supposed to be? 9. Resolution of Assembly the Bridge. Nothing that matter remain the same. 10. Proposed construction.
Mr. Chairman, item 10. I'm here, Madam Secretary, I have an update. That's one of the items we see here. But time is running out. You know, where are we? Whether I'm shortage of funds or what, Mr. Chairman. Proposed construction of accounts.
Well, Councilor Myers, we are still awaiting some information because of the much project time now, and we have to wait until that is complete.
Okay, so the minister will announce in his budget.
I do hope so. I do hope so. If I know that he's going to announce it, I'll be in Parliament that day.
Okay.
Right? Okay. 11.
Yes, sir. Since our last meeting, we have made one step further to having some work done on that. We have received correspondence from the rural water stating that the money is in place for that the Kilmar tank, the Yard Mountain tank, and the Agile Mountain money about 10,000. So they have asked us to send in the prices quotation from the hardwares. So we are working on that now to submit it.
So we get it done.
Yes, it seems like. So we start the item remain on the agenda till
Yes.
It's on the track.
Charles Mountain, Yard Mountain, Kilmar, and Agile Mountain. Individual, Agile Mountain is individual.
Okay. Item 12.
Yes, item 12, Your Worship, we still await the documentation from the Japanese company so that I can apply for the waiver of the fees that we will be paid. I'm just awaiting the documentation.
Item 13. Land belonging to council holiday and get the water supply.
I don't know if we need to really keep that.
So it may be that was there. But we hear that the man says he's the one over there. Council Mackenzie. As you know, the council used to operate Keto.
Yes.
It was handed over to Minneapolis. And WC said they don't have any paper. So, but I hear that there's a man over there that was saying that it's belongs to him. Supposedly he was selling the water or something like that. So I don't know.
Mr. Chairman, what I know, Mr. Chairman, and what I've been told is that the Keto Spring, which was taken over by NWC and operated by them for years. The information I have, Mr. Chairman, is that we would have to go to their properties department in Kingston for them to search up for the paper, the documents that would go over. They have. But then, as you mentioned, the gentleman who is selling the water says that property belongs to his father. And then we have other words, of course, that it was sold to parish folks, that there's someone who is willing to come up and say that he has knowledge because he carried payments of sort and more than one occasion. But we'll get to it outside of it.
Okay, alright. Item 14. Missing fire hydrant from the land over phase 2.
One situation regarding the missing fire hydrant remains the same as the last year again. The help that was promised to us, we begin to locate the valve for the fire hydrant. We have still not received that assistance. So the situation is
Mr. Chairman. As reported, Mr. Chairman, by the representative from the fire department, that some assistance is to be given to the fire department in digging to locate the valve.
That is the other one that we spoke about before.
This is the one that died,
No, but this is the one, I think this is the one the gentleman is reporting.
That's what I'm wondering. This hydrant currently from the here is the one that they said the lady moved it all the way to put her driveway or something.
the situation remains the same. We are no closer to resolving that situation.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, item 15, remove. 16, remove. 17.
We have continued on that side for continue discussion.
18, parallel presentation. Okay, at this stage it was a presentation. Right, since I already represented Mr. Sanders, but I'd just like to say that, and it went down to then I received my ticket that will go to Niagara Falls on the 28th of May. I'll be leaving here on the 28th, going to Niagara Falls. The conference starts on the 29th, and we will be there until I think the 2nd or the 3rd, and then we move from there into London, Ontario. The London, Ontario section is more of a fact-finding mission that you visit certain local authorities, things that they are doing there. So, but the Niagara Falls section is the annual general conference of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, which they are now telling me. I saw Mr. Saunders gave me something that I'm supposed to be working from, and they are now telling me that I'm supposed to address over 2,000 people at the conference. So I'm putting it together in the right and proper way. Because I'm the only Jamaican that will meet in that conference. So I have to ensure that Jamaica flag fly high. And Westmoreland is part of it. Right? Well, you know, as a matter of fact, we were discussing a couple of these type of things that seeing where we can tweet with other municipalities. And when you look at that area, they said it's not, which I understand, it's not like more like Westmoreland. But Mr. Saunders will be going over to Halifax. And I'm asking him to see what he can do on that side. Because Halifax is more fishing area, agricultural area, so we may have some resemblance in what we do here and there. So, not a sort of fish. So, he will be exploring, he will be also exploring on that side of Canada for me while he's here. Okay? Good. Water supply system, Bluefield.
Bluefield water supply system, anything comes from it. Mr. Chairman, it's on the move to the health meeting. Okay. Was discussed extensively among.
Thank you. Okay, that.
This has been further on page 323 for discussion. Likewise, 324, 325, 326. Discussion. 327. Let us take further for any discussion. Likewise, 328, 329. And 330. The commission of all the road when that resolution is sent to the ministry. And that is not on the right.
Would someone move for the confirmation of the minutes?
So moved. Seconded.
Okay. Chairman, I know the minutes. Only announcement that I've seen tomorrow November is a Friday. Okay? And I'm expecting all councillors to be there. And as you might have heard, not right now. Pardon me? Yes, as we have heard right now, the theme is Take a Stand, Beautify Our Land. I also received something from the ministry, which is talking about police station. But due to the fact that they have waited so long to send us anything concerning it, we had already discussed and committed ourselves to the community center / basic school in Bethel Town.
Yes, sir.
And that's where our project here. So the church service, the church service will be on Sunday the 18th, 10 a.m. at the Bethel Town Baptist Church. I'm wondering if the preacher will be Councilor McFarlane.
No.
No. Okay, so 10 a.m. Bethel Town Baptist Church. And you know, honestly, I'd love to see all councillors. I would love to see all councillors who are on the island. Be there. Right? All councillors who are on the island, please let us go and enjoy the service, worship with our brother from the hills, and have a good time. And then the next Friday will be Labor Day. We are going up there to work hand in hand with Councillor Denance. So that is it for Labor Day, really. And for those councillors who have projects going on in their division and they did not register their projects as yet, please get the forms that you can get your projects registered. It may be, for instance, I know Scotiabank in Nickel doing 2 projects. But I'm taking the form that they can register their projects, that it can come back to the meeting, that we can all know where and where these projects will be. Okay? So, yes, I would also like to invite the citizens who are doing their projects to come to the council, get their form and register their projects. And for those who don't have any projects, join in with us and let us take a stand and beautify our land. Okay? Notice of motions? Council to sit as the local board of health, motion please. So move. To receive minutes of the public health committee held on April 7, 2014. Motion please. So move. Application for butcher's license. No, we have to keep for Mr. Morris. I will be checking on these butchers in I don't know what law. I see something come up here for a license.
So we have what is up that at the end of March, all the license expired. So they put it on the law, we are not applying. We are receiving applications at this time. Just this week we have received quite a few of them. So by the end of June, all should be investigated and report recommendations from the public laws.
But Mr. Morris, are you telling me that these butchers will be operating without a license from day to day?
Okay, it has been a situation that we are trying to work because based on how the license system is, all license
procedure will have to change. That procedure will have to change. It cannot operate like that. If I drive my bus out there today and the transport authority catch me and I don't renew my license, I'm in serious problem. You have a timeline that it expired and the application should be addressed within that period of time. They cannot continue to work like that.
Because we have to wait from the department as well as the police. And that's why even last year I said that we have to have a couple of times all this time. We have to use that 2 months period. And then we will do 2 months. And I'm saying that 1 month. For the application now in May. So we have to deal with as I said, the license authority and council. You have to write to this person and say, you have 1 month in which to get the license.
Okay.
We have something.
All right. Good. So,
Chairman, if an individual has a firearm and it expires on his birthday and he travels the following day or a minute after the day, then he is penalized. We must put a system as I said, as a cut-off period. All butcher license expires on the 31st of March. Simple means that your application must be tendered before the expiry date. So we must tell everybody that within this period, as of the 1st of March, all applications for renewal must be in place. So within that period, so by the time it comes to the 31st of March, the renewal process is in place. Because I can tell you, there are people who may be making the very best of it now in terms of what they do and how they execute their thing. It can't continue. It can't continue.
okay.
And worse than come here and give them passport to you and all them.
Exactly, somebody passport might expire by then. Okay, item 3, application for barbers and hairdressers license.
Your worship, for beauty therapists, Tamika, Ramadan, Renovance Spa, Rion Tropical Daily Grill, Garden Cunningham, Sandals White House, Janice Burton, Sandals Nigwell Beach Resort, Andrea Lynn, Sandals Nigwell Beach Resort, Kadian Reed, McCreary, Sandals Beach Nigwell Resort, Marita Moore, Sandals Nigwell, Sandra Weatherburn, Sandals White House, Stacey and Robinson, Grand Palladium Resort. For cosmetologists, Natola Wilson, 135 Downing Street, Simone Ricketts, Betteltown, Tamar Thomas, Smithfield, Sablamar. For hairdresser, Stacey Whiteley, Whitehall, Marilyn Miles, 27 Louis Street. For barbers, Reginald Duncan, Catholic Road, Wakefield. For beauty salon, Mars Copley, Avia Lambton, Smith, Luke Plaza, Great Broad Street. Triples, Claire Beauty Salon, Samantha Sinclair, 10 Barrack Road. Unique Q Beauty Salon, 44 Bedford Street. Andrea Beauty Salon, 54 Great George Street. Pink is Beauty Salon, Red Brown Grill. And Beauty Palace, Wedderburn, White Swan, Plaza Grill. Exclusive Braiding Salon, Whitehall Road, Nigrid, and for Barber Shop, Neville Barber Shop, 124 Great George Street, all in order for...
Another motion, please. So move. Application for place of amusement license.
I have from the desk. I have two applications, some place of amusement, Sandals White House, European Village and Spa, White House, and for Alfred Orters, Alfred Ocean Palace, Norman Manley Boulevard, Nigrid.
Motion, please. So move. Application for vending license. No vending license? Okay. Supplemental matters?
Yes, I have one, sir. The examination, a license for examination of nobody. Allocated services. And the application is that it will be taken from the old churchyard and King's Anglican Church to the new churchyard in White House. And the applicant is moving from one place to the other, exhumation. From church to church.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Old church. Everyone in the first place.
Why?
From when was that? Body dirty.
One of the ways.
Remain inside here.
Yes.
All right.
Fees to us. We have been looking at raising fees and I think this is how that was. Everything raised 40,000 to us.
44 and 20 for public health.
The last slide, you know what I'm saying?
No, what I'm saying, remember, so they have to pay the undertaker. We are just giving them a guide, we're not doing nothing. We're not giving them a guide.
Encourage executors.
Yes, we should. Take up all those overtakes.
Supplemental matter. Not from the desk. Health and health. Health. No? Okay. Council to resume its sitting. Motion please. To receive minutes of infrastructure, development and maintenance committee held on April 7th. Move. Municipal matters. Item 1.
Item 1 is a resolution from the St. Thomas Parish Council. I read, whereas the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development has the responsibility for street lights island-wide, the ministry is faced with a huge annual energy bill payment to the Jamaica Public Service Company, which significantly impacts its budget. And whereas Parish Council have a responsibility to ensure that there is adequate provision of street lights across various communities, and whereas the Jamaica Public Service Company is the sole provider of this service, and whereas there is need to ensure that these services are provided in a cost-effective and efficient manner, and the councils and the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development need to provide closer monitoring of street lights by the Jamaica Public Service Company. Be it resolved that the St. Thomas Parish Council requests of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development to conduct an assessment of the service provided by the Jamaica Public Service Company by engaging a consultant to propose and articulate a new tariff structure for street light pay for the local authorities, which will include the use of more energy efficient street lights that is grid connected and solar, by reviewing the existing tariff structure and analyzing the tariff structure proposed by the APS. 2. Review and where necessary recommend changes for the replacement of the existing lights provided by JPS to more energy efficient LED street lights. The undertaking of an economic assessment of the impact of retrofitting the existing street lights with LED street lights. We further resolve that the sum of $1 million be requested from the Equalization Fund to undertake this project, and we further resolve that this resolution be sent to the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, the KSAC, Portmore Municipal Council, and the other parish councils for their support. Moved by Hubert Williams, seconded by Councillor Hubert Williams, seconded by Councillor Constantine Hope, certified.
Mr. Chairman, I see no problem with the resolution. I was hoping that they would have put into it a check on the efficiency of these at an agency. Whether or not they will illuminate this consultant as a budget as the board wants. I was very
So they said they think we get a consultant to come here and so based on the tariff.
no, but they still certain things that they want.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Going through the minutes, when we reached the repair of street light, I was sent to my colleague boss office that we should have come up with a very poor study in terms of match the solar lamps with the existing lamps in terms of person maintaining those lamps, whereas compared to the JP, because each time we just complaining over those repair those lights and they still collect the ones. Probably on a long-term thing, it might be expensive now to install those lamps, but in terms of long-term, in terms of maintaining those lamps where the pumps for them probably responsible for the person's maintenance. Probably it might be cheaper and more efficient in terms of benefit to the community. So I would want to support that resolution.
Hello, Mr. Chairman. I would hesitate to give my own support to that resolution until it can be ascertained if that same study is not currently underway by way of the installation of the current solar lights from Kingston up to the highway in Clarendon. Because you can imagine, Mr. Chairman, we really don't have the luxury of repeating ourselves and incurring more expenses. So until we get a response from the ministry if that particular exercise would not already encompass generating that information that is being requested.
Okay. So why don't we do that?
I suggest until we hear from our response to our
So
colleagues in Zenons.
we note it until we get the response.
Right, from the ministry as to what that particular exercise currently underway, what it would capture.
So it's noted. Two.
This is a letter from the Parish Council Services Commission addressed to the Executive Manager. With reference to your letter, G335, dated March 25, 2014, I am directed to recommend to the Westmoreland Parish Council that Ms. Michelle Gow, temporary assistant matron in infirmary, be assigned as matron in infirmary in the council service with effect from the 1st of April 2014 to the 26th of September 2014. Vice Mrs. Janet Carroll and the retirement leave. During the period of assignment, Ms. Garwood should be paid salary at the rate of $1,157,224 per annum, and any allowance or allowances attached to the post. A copy of the letter of assignment issued to Ms. Garwood should be sent to this office promptly. We need a motion, sir.
Motion, please.
April 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we met her right now. What's the working day? Not a holiday.
Yes, fully support. Three.
Yes, this is a letter from Miss Terry Adler, property state of Clark and the collectorate, dated the 29th of April. I am hereby tender my resignation effective May 12, 2014. I would like to thank you for the great opportunity I was given to be a member of such an astute organization. This organization has enabled me to improve my customer service skills. I have developed a high level of discipline as I was expected to perform my duties with limited supervision and have proved me to be more professional. Thanks again for everything. I hope the council will continue to grow and improve with time. Your sincere, Terry.
Motion, please. Move. Recommendation from committee. Application for leave.
I have a few. For the Roads and Works Department, Kevin Jones works overseer 21 days vacation leave from the 18th of July to the 10th of August 2014. Hillary Dominic, assistant superintendent for 15 days vacation leave from the 30th of June to the 18th of July 2014. Mr. Greg Clark, watchman, 7 days sick leave from the May 3rd to May 9th, 2014. Winston Kelly Simon, 5 days sick leave from May 5th to May 9th, 2014. For market, Earl Spence Groundsman, 27 days vacation leave from the 2nd of June to the 7th of July 2014. And for municipal police, Zola Patrick McCarthy, 14 days vacation leave with effect from the 2nd of June to the 19th of June.
Motion, please. Move. Item 6, the receiving minutes of Parish Council Planning Management Committee held on April 1, 2014. Motion, please. Motion, please. Receive minutes of meeting of Parish Safety and Security Committee held on April 1, 2014. Motion please. To receive minutes of meeting of Physical Planning, Environment and Traffic Management Committee held on April 2nd, 2014. So receive minutes of meeting of Commercial Services Committee held on April 3rd, 2014. Move. So receive minutes of meeting of Core Relief Committee held on April 14, 2014. Move. Receive minutes of meeting of Finance and Administration Committee held on April 14, 2014. Move. Report table of the Parish Disaster Coordinator for the month of April 2014. Table. Any discussion? Any discussion on the report? Shall I move on? Report from the motion, please. Move. Report from the Fire Department for the month of April 2014.
For the operational activities for April 2014, tri-unit has served a middle station for functional with low downtimes. Division received 45 emergency calls, which include 4 residential buildings, 1 commercial building. As it relates to the residential building, 1 adult was left homeless. Emergency medical service responded to 216 calls, 36 motor vehicle accidents, 120 medical, 60 trauma, and 7 other calls. Number of persons treated were 71, number of tourists 4, number of persons transported 120. Fire prevention section inspected 4 hotel/guest houses, 2 schools, 8 ECI institutions, and 5 commercial buildings. That's brief report on the fact.
Councilor Mackenzie, Councilor Miles, and Councilor Clark.
Mr. Chairman, I would ask from what date to what date that would be?
The month of April.
Of April?
Yeah. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask the officer what is the status of the emergency medical unit, the ambulances?
Currently, the Saplamar ambulance is fully functional. The nickel ambulance, most report, was involved in an accident on 1st of May. The report from the driver is that they were transporting a patient from Nigel South and reaching a section of the Rampwell Main Road, and referred to avoid a collision with a motorcyclist. Swerve, the ambulance overturned on the right hand side, causing damages to the right hand side of the ambulance and also the windscreen.
What more than that? What about the back of the ambulance?
Okay, the information received is that they also sustained some amount of damage. The damage received to the back of the ambulance was not a direct result of the overturn of the vehicle, but as a result of persons trying to, onlookers trying to open the door. I must also say that the crew members received minor injuries and they are back at work. The patient that was being transported to the hospital didn't receive any injuries as a result of the accident.
Status.
Mr. Chairman,
mistake made President version. And it reminds me of the eggs and the person. Yeah. The emperor oil, the patient was alright. Go after Mr. Chairman, we hear of deceased persons being transported underneath an accident, and they said they're dead to die. The damage is getting damaged. We are getting quite a number of accidents coming out of the ambulances from Mexico. Is there an investigation being done to find out why they treat like accidents? Because every now and then you hear that they meet in an accident. We need to look at the causes and see if we can kind of reduce it. If it is because of other motorists and other road users, then, what you know, ambulance traveling very fast, with what is happening on the road, we might have to look at just how we the business. I heard of an fire in Bridget area. I was told yesterday that somebody, tenants in that particular building are from my division. And I remember that same person had a fire at the original place. No, I can't coming to talk about what really happened. But the person also happened. So I need some information.
Yes, she was. That's your they're asking the officer, in the meanwhile, what is being used? This is the fire brigade, they are using for transport. Everything's going on the right. Yeah, that's a transport accident victim. You used to be happening before. What do they use to transfer patients to the hospital near an accident?
Well, as it relates to the transport of persons, what takes place now is that the ambulance itself, and also we seek assistance from time to time from Lucy Ambulance.
So Chairman, from what is gathered, it's only happened to Mr. Chairman that there is no one here from the police department. Just, I think it was Monday or Friday of last week, saw in Xavier the ambulance was coming up, coming up the road. And the drivers still continue to proceed with no respect to the sirens that there is. Based on where my ears was, Mr. Chairman, in relation to this accident in Numbrel, was that the ambulance was traveling at a particular speed, transporting an individual to the hospital without a siren. Without a siren. Right? And regardless of, we here may not know the details as to how patients are transported, or how they are transported based on the nature of the call. But we can be guided to say that based on the fact that you're actually traveling, and we know coming from Negril, as Councillor D. Mackenzie said, that along that route from Negril to Sablamar, we recognize that from time to time, accident, it's a hotspot for the ambulances. If we could ask that whenever time they traverse that route, please ensure that the sirens are on. Because I won't get it. It is not an emergency vehicle if it is not working. It is not an emergency vehicle if it's not working. Right? It's not an emergency vehicle if it's not working. If the siren is not up, if it's not working, there's no emergency. Right? But we need to look at it to ensure that we can reduce, because possibly the speed at which the ambulance was traveling this man coming on him bike or whatever, based on what was reported, that avoid collision with a motorcyclist, I think he said, that they had swerved to avoid such. Possibly if there was a siren, then probably certain precautions could have been taken. So let us just try to look at it from that side to see if we can reduce something.
As we are well aware, the standard operating procedure for fire brigade, once responding to an emergency, to respond to the use of the siren. What we need to pay special attention to is a situation that is developing where once motorists hears the siren, they use it as an opportunity to speed or to try to avoid traffic. But the fire brigade is not in the business of traveling at high speed without the use of siren.
Mr. Chairman, the time will be 12:30. I move that time be extended. So also, that will be seconded by my colleague, Paul Wilson.
No, I need to say something really when it comes to the ambulance, because I've seen it not 1 or 3 times. I remember before this ambulance, one was written off in the grill without no contact whatsoever with any other vehicle. The man was just driving down the beach road, driving like a madman, not going to pick up any patient or anything, and drive off the ambulance. This man, the day before, someone saw him driving the ambulance and said to the other person sitting beside him, "Is what wrong with this man when they drive the ambulance like that?" The next day he crashed. We must have some proper training for these ambulance drivers. The government does not have money to be buying ambulance every 6 months on the grill. It's a disgrace. The last ambulance which I just crashed was money from the TEA. So they have to put in some type of training for these drivers because they cannot drive. Just before that, there was on the Bay Road, the man was making a right turn and he hit the man over there and he gone over there. And he's coming behind the man and the man have on an indicator to turn right. It's time that we use some drivers that have some experience and know what they are doing. And I do hope when we put back the ambulance in the grill that this man does not go back around the steering. Because I've been investigating a lot more. Because I'm tired of it. Sometimes we want the ambulance in the grill. You hear that it's gone to some, it's gone here, it's gone there. It cannot work like that. We have to make some changes there. Okay? Go ahead, Councilman.
Mr. Chairman, I'm left to wonder if there are instruction classes for these drivers. I know at the hospital, when they are taking an ambulance driver, they are go to training over NWA. They have to be trained and then send for the report to send back when they are doing the interview. I wonder what's the procedure that is used by the fire brigade.
You can tell us, please.
Drivers of emergency vehicles in Jamaica undergo specialized driving training.
We will say all of the drive crazy. Some of them. I'm not going to say all. Some of them. And people like those driving must not drive ambulances. Okay?
I think probably in this case or some cases, drivers drive the emergency vehicle. Some of them even take it for granted that the road even belongs to them. And they're not exercising due diligence in terms of safety. They just think of just driving fast and they don't care what the end product is. And probably in this case, because based on this nature of accident and patient, probably it never merits to drive at the speed when you were driving at the speed where
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
when we hope to get the ambulance back on the road?
On the road?
Yes. The working condition.
And then, the big maintenance section of the BA, we're doing an assessment of the vehicle, and based on the damage, they'll be coming up with the necessary repairs for people. I'm not in a position right now to say when.
So we'll be out of an ambulance in Negri for quite a while. Okay,
I wouldn't be able to say definitively.
okay, alright. Right.
Mr. Chairman, knowing how these things operate, I don't know much, unless Mr. Nelson can get hold of it. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, I know a number of vehicles, because of either their height or their narrowness, that they put a sign in there that you must be careful how you maneuver because it might move up sometimes. I don't like these because I noticed these ambulances are very narrow. And the rate of turnover would give the impression that their maneuverability is limited. And they speed driving with them and maneuvering. And they say topple over. I'm wondering if in the training that needs to be constantly. I know the Toyota Tundra or the other one, they put a sign on the top there. And or you might topple or over. That's what it is. Okay, something is wrong.
I'm going to make a request that a request should be made to the Ministry of Local Government / getting an ambulance for the Negril area at the quickest possible time. Negril is a tourist resort area. We have accidents frequently, and our ambulance should be requested to come to Negril as soon as possible. I think that is your superintendent who will have to do that. Okay? Okay, sir? Good. Yeah, will someone move for the adoption of the report, please? Report from Alga. Vice Chairman, I haven't seen any reports.
Mr. Chairman, it's on the Secretary's desk at this moment, sir.
At all this?
So when I went right up this morning, she was trying to make some comments. No news, just one thing. So what happened is that
over here,
you should have, I thought she should have been sending it over, but she didn't. So I asked her to put the topics with each consonant.
that they can go with that.
Right. No news, just one. The report is here.
I know anyhow. You attended a second meeting after the Alga meeting.
Yes.
Can you bring me up to date?
That meeting was a subcommittee drafted to deal with setting our salary scales
Okay.
and criminal references for three positions.
Within Alga. Okay, so it wasn't outside, it's
No.
within Alga.
Within Alga.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence.
These three new positions are the established positions.
Yes.
So you need the sanction of the Ministry of Finance.
No. Within Alga. Because we have some people who are So there is an application for compliance.
For final reading, I have 4 applications. Part of Rose Hall, Earl Scarlett, care of Carlos Sassop, 9 residential lots. Part of Kentucky, Rose McDonald, care of Sweet Rose. 4 Homestead, Homestead and Agricultural lots. Part of Westland, Cyril Connell, care of Andrew Bromfield, 9 residential lots. Part of New Hope, Margie Sakalu, Reina, 2 residential lots. Part of Hopewell, Derek Smalling, 2 residential lots. Certificate of compliance. Part of Changeling, Michael Spence, here of Hubert Spence, 4 residential lots. Part of Kentucky, Cyrena Rodney, care of Albert Rodney, 4 homestead lots. Part of retirement, Dorothy Allen, 6 farmstead lots.
Move.
Good. I would like to ask a question, anyhow. Function of your first, part of Rose Hall, is that area you was looking at for the parking transport center? I noticed I see beside the gas station. Yes. Yeah man, there's a service station right beside it.
That's why you don't talking your
Yes, yes.
No, not that name. Not that name. That name is not a White House name.
So where did we see yesterday and this subdivision thing? We saw a thing that we said it was White House. And when we look, we see the service station right beside the last one. Look if that is the same one. But when we look,
What's it? What's the applicant? What's the applicant? Is it right? Okay.
Come on now.
what's the name?
Definitely not right.
Right?
Is it right? To the best of my knowledge, your worship, the owner is on right and it's overseas.
Right.
And that's why it's in the name.
But when we saw it, and we were saying it's good plan. And when we look at the setup,
Right. Just below the gas station.
the gas station, right?
That would be the ideal place. It's an hour.
What we see here.
Give yourselves definitely.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. We can look at it now. Just to ensure. But it approve and everything already. There's nothing we can do. Okay. Supplemental matters?
Yes, I have one for this. Some time ago, your worship had applied to purchase the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, and we had sent it to the ministry for approval. We have now received the approval, and I just read. I wish to advise that the Ministry of Finance and Planning, in letter dated April 25, 2014, has granted approval for the sale of the 2009 Toyota Land Cruiser, and they have the chassis number and the registration number. To assignee, His Worship the Mayor Councillor Burton Moore, at a price of $1,197,480.56. Please note though,
Yes.
please note though, a copy of the receipt must be submitted to the Ministry of Finance and Planning. No, but the funny thing about it, you know, the first request is the last person there and then the first request.
Any other supplemental matters?
The dollar move.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Mackenzie first, Marlin and Arthur.
Mr. Chairman, I won't blame merging of the two sections of the security force. And I know also that they are all members of the red stripe uniform. I ask Mr. Chairman the implications for us at the council with respect to the former special constabulary and their work with the council and what will happen with them now going into the JCF. Mr. Chairman, I intend to put a resolution to the council for the moving off the authorities of the municipal police as we have them to encompass all the work that would have affected the ISA inspectors, and to authorize by virtue of rules and regulations being implemented. So I will put that for the next meeting. But I recognize, Mr. Chairman, that we have a shortage of whatever little help we have coming from them.
We need to right. Yes, right. They are supposed to be
okay, so we need to look at one thing, see how it will affect us. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know the JPS, representative from the JPS is not here, sir. I have serious concern about sections of the Livington Division, which include Berkshire, Dudley, Seaford Town, and section of Metaltown Division, which is Markman Road, going back to Retreat, St. Leonard, and Habity, which is stated in the St. James section of JPS for maintenance. And those sections are poorly maintained. Our experience is that the section that is maintained by the Westmoreland section of JPS is done better. And I am suggesting that we ask the JPS to remove those areas to Westmoreland where we can get some attention. And if it even means tabling a resolution at the next meeting, asking for that to be done, I am willing to do that, because when you try to make contact with, you say sometimes you have power outage for 2-3 days in those areas. It's the same Westmoreland people have to help us, even when we make contact with St. James. And I'm suggesting that Porter Mackenzie, if you don't have any real knowledge, you must speak on the same issue. I know that those areas will be better served in Westmoreland.
Mr. Chairman. I'm on the same topic. Man, cocky is no money. You think the white man from constituency come here?
Water project to the the water project to the have been signed off on now. And I think it's with rural water. Short order, the works will be in the ground. Yes. So rural water? Yeah, rural water. So that is one more project from the sugar digest.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, both Councillor D. Mackenzie and L. Mackenzie is aware of what Councillor McFarlane is speaking about. Because from Herod Peace, going into Jerusalem Mountain, we get our electricity from the Hanover section. Mr. Chairman, we need, whenever power is out here, out in that area, we have to wait on the mercy of the Hanover GPS connection. So it's not only Councillor McFarlane here, the two Mackenzies suffer from that. And Councillor McFarlane, you can see that I have knowledge about that.
Let me just say this. I have the same problem when current goes off. But to be honest, when I lose current and I make a call, my own is from the Hanover section. Okay? One more supplemental matter?
This is a letter from the Parish Council Services Commission. It's addressed to the Hanover Parish Council and it is copied to us. With reference to your letter S-155 dated 7th of April 2014 to recommend to the Hanover Parish Council that Mrs. Nika L. Idram, for relief Officer 3, Westmoreland Parish Council, to act as Inspector of Court, SWGS Street in the Hanover Parish Council during the period from the 10th of June 2014 to the 10th of November 2014, whilst Mr. Winston Samuel granted pre-retirement leave. During the period of the acting appointment, Mrs. Idram should be paid an acting allowance in accordance with the provisions of Staff Order number 671 of the Public Service and the allowances attached to the post. Signed, Martinez.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, in that situation, could I be made to understand what the situation with Westmoreland here?
Let me first say, I am very pleased and very proud that whenever a vacancy comes up and for promotion, that we in Westmoreland are always ready and have someone who can move forward to full the position. It is without a doubt, several times, Westmoreland is always called upon to send someone to another promotion. And I'm happy once it's a promotion for that person to go on to improve their situation, right? We in Westmoreland now will have to move someone else up the ladder. First we have Ms. Thomas who can take over, and then we move someone up to where Ms. Thomas is. So it is very, very good for us in this part. And I personally, on behalf of the council, want to wish Ms. Idram everything that is good. Because as you heard, the person is on pre-retirement leave. Right? So you know what that can mean. Right? For her. So I'm really pleased for her. I'm happy for her. Yeah. Yes.
I don't want to be misunderstood and I'm not.
I know, I understand because you don't.
But for staff travel we have. For about 3 years we have not done any revision on the road, like going out in the areas.
Okay.
And I know the requirement from the board of supervision. So, and I know the IP was on sick leave and we went back in.
Let me say something. I don't blame you for not seeing Ivy. Because when I sit down there, I said to Miss Liz, who's that young girl over there? And she said, Ivy. So I don't blame you for that. Okay? There's no more supplemental matter. Will someone move for the adjournment, please? Thank you. Seconded. Thank you all very much for coming. And remember now, Sunday the 18th, Bethel Baptist. Okay? And Labor Day.